getting better and you're getting better and better as you go with this thing. I'm so glad that you decided to put stuff down where where you can present it to the world. You and I have talked so long about you and broadcasting and speaking to the world.
And you as well.
Yeah, I have been. I have a very high interest in communications. You know, when my friend Roy introduced me to,
I
I'm
told
just
you, aren't those cats mischievous?
I'm just totally fascinated by your group of animals. And you know, I always think that that you and I you and I have something to compare with. And I thought about it last night. I said, as I was getting ready to go to bed, my two sons, since I'm without a woman in the house, my two sons, age 11 and age 9, age 8, soon to be 9 on the 14th of this month, climbed in their side of my king size bed and tucked her down with their pillows and went to sleep. And I thought to myself, I I have a similarity to you because sometimes when I'm talking to you, you say, "Baby, baby, stop that, move over." Now,
You
because I
know,
know
nobody
you,
knew any better.
because
They
I
would
know.
think.
See, you see where we were going. I let that happen a couple of times before I decided to say anything about it. I said, "No, I really shouldn't pry to, since we have beautiful conversations. Why would she be talking to me while baby is in the bed with her? This baby,
This big black dog.
this big dog." I think still people still would know what you're talking about. You say, I said baby, then you said big black dog. People say, well, she has taste. But we know that baby is this beautiful, what is lab?
He has a black lab.
He's a
I
beautiful
told you my
black.
cats are at it again.
The cat are extremely motivated today. But
Aren't they though?
the animals are so much part of your life.
Oh yes, they are.
And
And this
I
video
get
certainly proves it.
this video will be evidence. One day you'll lay it out and show you how this cat has intervened in our taping.
Yep.
But I think that us and animals, we and animals have such a wonderful connection,
Mhm.
and it also shows our diversity because I know that I have friends who would kiss a cat or dog right in the mouth. I was watching an animal show. I was
Mhm.
watching one of these
I've seen
big,
it.
beautiful animal shows where these dogs in competition, and their trainer, when the trainer is real satisfied, he grabs them by the snoot and kisses them right on the mouth. And I say, is that a cultural thing that I don't kiss? I'm really
Yeah,
hard
I've
to
seen a
get.
lot of people kiss their animals.
I bet you have.
But my question is, are you sure they're kissing them, or are they not biting their nose?
You know, I haven't investigated that. Once they put their lips out there near the dog lips, I think my brain gives them a little privacy so that they can complete that kiss. Cause
Now you know why I ask.
I have no idea why you asked, Vivian.
Because the one way a mother dog shows affection to her puppies is to bite them on the nose. And if you want to make friends with a puppy, give them a little nip on the nose when they're just a little bitty thing, about this big. You kind of figure, well, what the heck, they haven't been sniffing too many rear ends at that point.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true.
And they will remember you for the rest of their life.
When you just nip, you just with the little teeth, just nip a little softly on their nose.
Yeah, just a little, you know. Put your teeth around the end of their nose and just, you don't even have, you don't bite down or anything. You
No, just a little soft.
just real soft little nip, you know. I can tell you that my sister had an Alaskan Malamute that they got as a puppy. And this was, got to be 30 years ago, I guess. And for the sake of brevity, I won't try to figure out exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And while that dog was a puppy, I gave it a little bite on the nose. And I was the only person who was able to reach across the fence of that house and pet that dog. Everybody else, she would either bark at or try to bite.
My goodness.
I was the only person. But that dog remembered me from when it was a puppy.
It is so neat to learn those things because now you can tell by my beautiful new white hair that I've been around enough to be in touch with all kind of animals, and I've had all kind of animals.
Mm-hmm.
I've had my favorite animal, believe it or not, was a Rhode Island red chicken.
Oh, they can make nice
They
pets.
are a beautiful pet. I mean, it was a beautiful pet. It followed me around and it went with me wherever I went. And people would be, I would actually assume that the chicken was always there, but people would look at me in the middle of a conversation and say, "Do you realize that you have a chicken pecking on your top of your foot?" They'd be noticing it.
Right.
But of course, I would say, of course, that's little Otis, and of course we would. The one more spectacular time I had was when I went into North St. Louis Trust Bank, because when I went in the crowds of people, the reason that the little rooster would peg me on my shoe was so I could pick him up, because he was intimidated around the feet of a lot of people. So I would pick him up and put him under my arms, and I went to the bank to do a bank transaction, and the teller, thinking that was so suspicious, a man standing in front of her with a chicken, must have had some little intimidation. And so to get the attention of the guard, I guess, she said, "Mister, is that a chicken under your arms?" So since she was so animated in saying it, I said, "Yes, this is a chicken under my arms." Which she replied louder to get, because the guard didn't look up. She said, "Mister, I said, is that a chicken under your arm?" I said, "Lady, this is a chicken." By this time, we've gotten the attention of every clerk, every person in the bank, and I'm standing there pointing at the chicken. And she didn't say anything because the guard must have read his little rule book, and that's probably not a rule against a chicken being under a man's arm in the bank. There have been many times people have been discriminated because they are so close to the animals.
I can see where that would happen.
But I'm glad in St. Louis there are laws that are bending, and maybe we'll talk about it, about now being able to take your dog to the restaurant with you.
We'll do that.